I never thought I'd be the kind of man who'd team up with a stranger to destroy my own marriage. But betrayal does strange things to people. It makes you see the world differently, sharper, darker, and without mercy. For years, I thought my wife, Neha, and I had a rock-solid marriage. We'd been together nearly a decade, built a life side by side, and while things weren't perfect, I believed our foundation was strong. We had routines, shared laughter, and enough love to get through hard days. Or so I thought. The cracks appeared slowly. Her phone was always locked. She stayed out late, working or on girls' nights. She grew distant, guarded, and suddenly invested in her looks in ways she hadn't been before. I brushed it off as midlife changes, but deep down a knot of suspicion grew tighter every day. Then came the call that changed everything. It was from a woman named Mira. She sounded nervous, almost embarrassed, but her words cut like a blade. "Are you Neha's husband?" she asked. "Yes," I replied cautiously. "My name is Mira. I think your wife is having an affair with my husband." The world tilted. I asked who her husband was, and when she said Vikram, I nearly dropped the phone. Vikram wasn't some faceless stranger. He was someone I knew, a guy my wife had introduced as a friend from work. They had laughed together in front of me, exchanged inside jokes while I stood there like a fool. Mira explained that she had seen messages on his phone. Flirty texts, hotel receipts, late-night calls. She didn't want to believe it at first either, but the evidence was undeniable. We talked for an hour that night, strangers bound by the same wound. And by the end of it, we weren't strangers anymore. We were allies. We came up with a plan. If Neha and Vikram thought they were being clever, we would outsmart them. Together. The next time they arranged a work trip, Mira and I followed them. We booked a room at the same hotel just down the hall. My hands shook with adrenaline as we waited, cameras ready, our plan ironclad. At around 8 p.m., we saw them arrive, laughing, holding hands, completely oblivious. Watching them check in felt like watching a knife twist in my chest, but I held it together. Rage had to wait. Proof came first. When they disappeared into their room, Mira and I gave them some time. Then, with a hotel staff member's help, we got access. Cameras rolling, we burst through the door. The scene is burned into my memory. Neha and Vikram scrambled off the bed, eyes wide with terror, sheets tangled around them. For a second, no one moved. Then I held up my phone, recording. "Smile," I said coldly. "This is going to be the last memory we share as husband and wife." Mira's voice shook with fury as she turned to her husband. "You destroyed our family for this?" "For her?" The excuses tumbled out instantly. "It's not what it looks like. We were just talking. Oh, please don't do this." But the cameras captured everything. Their faces, their guilt, their betrayal. There was no escape. Neha fell to her knees, crying, begging me not to ruin her life. But it was already ruined by her own choices. I simply pressed record to make sure the truth couldn't be buried. The fallout was nuclear. I filed for divorce immediately, evidence in hand. The recordings ensured she had no ground to stand on. Mira did the same with Vikram. Their reputations shattered, especially since Vikram was a manager at their company. HR got involved. Whispers spread. Soon they weren't just exposed in their marriages, they were pariahs in their professional lives too. Neha tried to paint me as cruel for recording everything, but nobody bought it. Our friends and family had seen the footage. She had no sympathy left to claim. And Mira? She became more than just an ally. She became a friend, someone who truly understood the depth of betrayal. We didn't rush into anything romantic, but we leaned on each other, healing side by side. Looking back, I realized teaming up with her was the smartest move I could have made. Alone, maybe I would have doubted myself. Maybe I would have been manipulated by Neha's tears and excuses. But together we were strong. We had each other's backs, and that made all the difference. I caught my cheating wife red-handed in a hotel room. And I wasn't alone. I had the one person who hated the affair as much as I did standing right beside me, her lover's wife. In the end, they thought they were clever, sneaking around behind our backs. But we were cleverer, and we left them with nothing but the wreckage of their own lies.